Miss Carpenter, did you hire an attorney?
I did not. I was not able to come up with the funds to hire a private one. I would like to, from here on, request another court appointed, if I could.
Okay. But you last one.
Do what?
Didn't you fire your last one?
Yes, we had a conflict of personality. And
what's to make me think it's not going to?
I'm sorry, you broke up a bit. What did you say?
What's to make me think that's not going to happen again with another court-appointed attorney?
I would rather have a court-appointed attorney than be representing myself. I've tried to do a crash course in Texas family law, but it is too much for me to take on with trying to work a new job and everything else that I'm trying to juggle right now. I just want my children back, Your Honor.
Okay, where is Mr. Chaplin? Anybody know?
I have no idea. I have not spoken to him in some time.
Excuse me. Okay. Well, Ms. Simpson, go on and send the lawyers and cost center for
Your Honor, this is Thomas Phelps.
Yes,
Mr. Chaplin is trying to get into this. I don't know where he is. I just got a text from him that he's trying to get into the meeting.
Okay, yeah, he's not in the waiting room.
Okay.
The truth of God. Okay, thank you. Before we begin, lawyers, Miss Carpenter told me that she wants a court-appointed attorney, that she was unable to obtain an attorney that we discussed a week ago. So we need to talk about how we should proceed with that. Anybody have any thoughts?
Judge, I'm fine with waiting for her to be able to get an attorney. The kids are in a safe place. I would ask in the meantime that we get some home studies ordered, and also that we allow Mr. Bench to have some extended time with Emrys. He is a non-offending father, and I think that placement with him is ultimately going to be appropriate. I just want to be able to let them establish that relationship and make sure that Mr. Bench realizes this will be a good fit for his family.
Okay. Remind me, Ms. Harris, where he lives.
San Antonio, I believe.
Yes.
Okay, that's right. Anybody else have anything they'd like to add?
Honor,
No.
I would just.
Ms. Harding, go on.
Sorry, Your Honor, on behalf of the works, we would ask for an expedited home study to be done on them, and we would also ask for some visitation in between now and the time we're able to come back.
Okay, ma'am, where do your clients live?
They live in Dripping Springs.
Okay, close.
May I ask for visitation as well?
Did you already have a visit?
I was not able to make it, but I can make I can, no matter what, make this next one.
Okay. Well, everybody hold that thought. Miss Harding, are your client, I saw the intervention, but it was like filed yesterday, whenever it was filed. I don't remember when it was filed. So I haven't printed it out and studied it real hard. Are your clients paternal or maternal?
It is maternal. Mr. Joshua Wart is Alex's father, and then Deborah Wart is his mother. So it's a grandfather and great grandmother to the children.
Okay. Well, that's a new one. That's interesting. Okay. Somewhere in the affidavit, I remember reading that a grandparent, I don't remember which one, grandparents didn't think that there was an issue or a problem. Do you know, are those your people, Miss Harding?
I don't think that's my people, Your Honor. They hadn't seen the children much since November of 2021 and reconnected at Christmas this past year. And I actually believe that Miss Deborah Work actually called in a referral regarding concerns she had regarding the parenting that they were receiving.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Miss, let me go. Did I swear? Sorry, it's been a long weekend and I'm still here. So I got this crud, so my brain's not thinking right. Did I swear everybody in already? No? Okay.
Yes.
Everybody's going to testify. Please raise your hand. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give you the truth, the whole truth, and the truth, so help me God? Okay. Ms. Carpenter, yes, sir.
The paternal grandmother is one of the considerations for placement. I believe it was not placed there because of the paternal grandfather's use of marijuana primarily, but she has had substantial contact with the children, and she is in the waiting room. We'd
Okay.
like to have her available.
Okay. I'll let her in because we're probably not going to go on today. Where does she live, Mr. Phelps?
In Blanco.
Okay. Ms. Carpenter, you told me when the lawyers were in the breakout room that you have a new job, correct?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Do what?
Tell me about it, okay?
I've been working for Austin's father doing painting of new construction, also taking odd jobs around town, helping people out, cleaning up houses and things like that.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay. Ms. Carpenter, if you will give us your email address, have you didn't fill out the application for court appointed attorney previously, did you?
I believe I did for Sonia Wright.
Ms. Simpson, can you look that up real quick?
Yes, ma'am. It was approved on February 21st.
Okay. Okay. Lawyers and counsel, let's go to a breakout room so we can look at court dates. Okay. Look at everybody's calendar. I'm going to extend the emergency orders that I've previously extended until 9 o'clock on March 25th. Does everybody agree that hearing can be held via Zoom?
Yes.
I have to be out of town.
Yeah.
And I
Is there Your
Honor? Yes.
Is there any way that I can request for the children to be returned to me and under some kind of procedure I take a UA? Because from what I understand, the reason why they were removed was because of the hair follicle results.
Ma'am, you're going to have to consult. I'm going to appoint you an attorney. You're going to have to consult with the attorney. And that's why we're giving you more time to meet with an attorney so we can have a hearing about that.
Okay.
But
okay.
I cannot proceed on that today with you requesting an attorney.
Okay. That makes sense.
So hang on. While you're talking, let me ask you a question, ma'am. You're under oath. Why did you not get to go to your visit?
I didn't have gas. My tank was on E and I did not have gas money. And when I tried to get in contact with the only person that I felt like I could ask for that, Austin's mom, I'm not sure what happened. I wasn't able to get in contact with her. So she said that she tried to call me, but I never got a call on my phone. My phone has been having a bit of issues with that. Text messages that I send haven't been sending out. I haven't been receiving phone calls. So,
Okay.
but I have talked to many people since then, and I've got a whole laundry list of people that said that they would give me money to get gas or pick me up and take me there if they need to.
Okay, good. Speaking of but not being able to contact, Mr. Chaplain, it's my understanding that you work off your girlfriend's phone. Y'all, you're going to have to maybe get your own phone because, CPS, lawyers, everybody on this case usually works 8 to 5. And so that's when everybody's going to be communicating. And I know that you might be working in some areas that doesn't have cell service, but if you do get to a top of a hill or somewhere where you can, do have service, you need to be sure and call whoever's called you on this case back then versus wait until the night or something. So anyway, we'll work on that. Okay. So anyway, I am extending the emergency orders. I'm going to order expedited home studies on Miss Harding's clients that live at the same home, and on paternal grandma, Mrs. Bench. I'm going to order a regular home study on paternal grandmother chaplains. I'm going to order Mr. Chaplain to do a hair strand test by noon Wednesday. That's 3/13. Let me X out everything I've talked about. I'm going to order the department to set up a visit for 2 hours. One with Mr. Bench, one with Miss Carpenter, one with Miss Harding's clients, and Mr. Chaplain can visit also after he does the hair strand test. Those are all to be supervised and to occur at the Summit CPS office in Austin. Because
Judge, can I request a visit?
you can go with your son.
Okay. And I would also like to clarify, when Alex did text me the morning that she was supposed to see the kid.
And you're not a party to this case, so you don't need to say anything else. Okay.
Okay.
You need to be quiet. You probably shouldn't even be in here, but don't talk because you're not a party. So the children are sort of in that area. So the people that want to visit are going to have to go there. And if you don't show up, that's not going to be good.
Okay.
Miss, I don't know if I already said this, Miss Carpenter, your new court appointed attorney is a lady named Becky Lang. The department will give you her contact information. I strongly suggest you call her or you might be able to Google and look up her office phone number. It's in Kingsland, Texas.
Can I be sent her contact info?
Yeah, somebody can put it in the chat.
Do what?
Does she, CPS or Miss Early, do you have mom's email address?
Judge, I'll make sure Jenna takes.
I'll text the information to mom when we're done.
Okay, Miss Harris will get that to you. But as strong as she called Miss Lang today, you know, lawyers, not very many, we don't have very much court this week because everybody's on spring break. So she may or may not be around. I don't know, but Miss Carpenter, get in touch with her immediately. Okay, lawyers, Costa, y'all need anything else? We got visits, we got home studies. I would love to have those home studies back by the hearing on the 14th because that's going to be pretty important. Also, I'm going to order the ad items to go out to the 3 homes that I ordered the home studies on. And y'all, between now and the next hearing, and y'all check them out, make sure everything's good, bad. So in case we don't have the home studies back, y'all can let me know what's going on. So, Ms. Early, you need anything else?
No, Judge, thank you.
Okay, Mr.
Your
Phelps?
Honor.
Yes.
I'm sorry, you asked if anybody objected to us proceeding by Zoom and then kind of diverted to another question. So I don't know that we ever all answered you.
Oh, I thought anybody have any objection to it? Because if there's an objection, we're all getting to go to Blanco, Johnson City. Everybody, not just me. Okay. So, okay. So that hearing is agreed Zoom. Mr. Phelps, anything else?
No, ma'am, I believe we're kind of where we need to be at the moment.
Okay. Ms. Harding, anything else?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ms. Gilson, Casa good? Okay. Ms. Harris?
No, Judge. We've got a lot of people that love these kids. We don't have that very often. So I know it's going to be difficult, but I appreciate everybody working together and being patient.
Right. I was just thinking the same thing. I'll tell y'all same thing that Ms. Harris did. And Ms. Harding practices over near Austin a whole lot, but I don't think I've ever had a case in a long, long time that I've had this much family willing to step up to help out and take care of these kiddos. That's great. If I had half the amount of people in my other cases that I have in this case, things would probably go a lot smoother in a lot of my other cases. So this is a rare situation. So I'm appreciative and of y'all's desire to participate, and that's really, really good for the kiddos. So, okay, will y'all make a plan, department? I need to have that visitation set up. I have a plan pretty soon because it all needs to occur also by the next, and it's supervised also. I don't know if I mentioned that. So, okay, thank y'all. Appreciate y'all coming on spring break. We'll be in recess. Before we begin, I forgot to check the waiting room. Everybody's here. Mr. Phelps.
Your Honor, my client is not here. She and I are texting. We had a miscommunication evidently. She thought it was 9:30. She's jumping on now.
Okay, Mr. Phelps, do you know where your client is?
He was on here just a minute ago.
Oh, there he is. I'm sorry. Mr. Chapman, we need to see you. Your whole screen is blurry. And Mr. Bench, if you can put your phone
I'm trying to figure that out right now. I'm sorry.
Mr. Bench, yeah, we'll need your full bench. Okay, Miss Early, while we're waiting on Mr. Chaplin to do that, can you begin, please?
Yes. Judge, we are here today, and we have all the parties here. I have discussed with all of the attorneys and then confirmed again in the breakout room that we do have an agreement for TMC, and that is with mom and the father, Austin Chaplin, and also the father, Wayne Bench.
Okay.
We do have a Native American heritage on the side of Wayne Bench, and so we will be sending the ICWA notices with regard to that.
Okay.
It looks like Mr. Chaplin did drug test after the last hearing,
Okay.
which was just a couple of weeks ago.
Hold on.
And so,
Sorry. Miss Carpenter, you need to be sure and put your last name on the screen next time. And Mr. Bench, I told you that too. Okay, go on, Miss Ehrlich. Thank you.
so it does look like the parties have drug tested.
It said that my video's on. It's not, so I'm not sure.
Okay, well, practice it. You have to have it on, okay? Okay.
Yes, I'm trying. Okay.
Okay. Anybody know who, I guess this is Mr. Chaplin's mother, Angela Chaplin? She's not a party, is she?
Not at the moment.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get her out. Miss Trinidad Simpson, if she comes in, she stays in the waiting room. Okay, so go on, Miss Early, I'm sorry.
Sure. And it does look like the parents and the grandparents have had visits supervised by CPS since the last hearing.
Good.
We did discuss with CASA and Ms. Harris and also the parents' attorneys about visitation. It looks like CASA may have wanted an additional drug test from mom. In other words, more than one clean UA. But I think there is some discussion that there at least needs to be one clean UA for visits to continue. With regard to Mr. Bench, there is an agreement also for step-up visits, which we were, again, waiting also until TMC to discuss that. I think that came up at the last hearing.
Okay.
But those visits do need to be supervised with the parents, and the parties are in agreement with that.
Okay. I'm looking at my docket sheet. Didn't we talk about there maybe being a court of continuing jurisdiction also? Maybe as to, excuse me, Emrys because of child support orders or something? Did I dream that?
Yeah, no, Judge, I think that's correct. So we would need to transfer that in. That's correct.
Okay, where's that from?
I don't have that handy. I guess it would be Susan. Are you aware of?
Yeah, Mr. Bench, do you recall what county that the child support case was in?
It's over in San Marcos. I think it was Hayes. I'm unsure, honestly.
It's okay. I'll put possibly Hayes. They'll find it.
Okay.
And it was Attorney General Court, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
And Judge, there was an application for child support filed in Blanco County already, but it's not, I don't believe there's been a hearing on that. Is that right, Alex? It's just been filed. Yeah.
Well, maybe the case has already been transferred to Blanco County. So
and that is
first, it'd be way easier.
It is Hayes County on Emrys.
Okay. Yeah. Anything, Ms. Lang, on Hades?
That's the one. I think that's the one that's been filed in Blanco County, Judge.
Okay.
Your Honor, while we're on child support for Emrys, was wondering if, we're trying to reunite and do the step-up visits and so forth, if we could suspend that support during the pendency of the case except for any arrearages. So that would give Mr. Bench an ability to get his home ready and do the things he needs to do for visits and so forth.
How far is he behind?
I think he only pays he's not that far behind. He's always paid every month something. Then we had the pandemic stuff, but I sent that to Miss Early. I don't have it in front of me, but it's like $90 a month or something that you pay in arrears.
It was an extra 40 out of each of my biweekly checks, and I think there was 860 still left. Or 16.
How much is your monthly child support? I'm forgetting the arrearage, sir. How much is it?
It's like 280 biweekly, so a little over 500 or something. It was like 500 and something. I can't remember.
Did you go to court when that was established, or was it? Or
Yes.
not? You did. Okay.
I just can't find my paperwork. I I organize my house at least once or twice a year.
Do you have any other children, sir?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you have any other children?
Yes, I have a 4-year-old who's currently not home at the moment.
Okay, and she's your biological child, right?
Yes, with my wife.
Okay. Are y'all together, separated? What?
No, she's right here just in case she needs to be a part of it. I just wear headphones for my hearing issues. It helps.
Okay. Oh no. Okay. So she's okay. So since when you went to child support for Emrys, was your youngest born or not born?
That was my youngest first child.
Okay. No, hold on.
I'm sorry. I guess he's my oldest now, but he was my first child.
Oh, he was. Okay. So Emrys is your second child.
No, Milo's my second. Emrys was my first. I'm sorry.
Was Mila born when you went to child support court for Emrys?
Was Milo born yet when I had to do the child support stuff? No.
Okay. Huh? No, that's fine. Okay. So you'd probably be entitled to reduction anyway. So, okay. Miss Harris, what do you think about that?
I'm fine with that.
Okay. Ms. Potts, you probably need to get me an order, probably a new withholding order to send to the Attorney General's office, like they care, just saying. But, you know, if you can get that in. Okay, we'll put Mr. Bench's I bet, Mr. Bench, they've probably already taken it out of your paycheck for March. Wouldn't you imagine?
Yes, they take it out from each.
Okay. Let's see. Okay.
Judge, if I may, do you mind? I am new to the case. Do you mind if I just have Ms. Carpenter confirm that that's her perspective as well for the testimony that's been provided?
Well, it's not really going to matter because she hasn't had. Here's what I'm going to order. I'm going to order that Mr. Bench's child support suspended as of 3/1/24. All paid in March is credited to his arrears and remaining arrears continue. So, you know, she hadn't had Emrys in March anyway. So that's not really going to make a difference. And if he's in arrears and he owes.
Thank you, Judge.
So I think that'll do that. Ma'am, would you say?
I think that's fair. More than fair.
Okay, thank you.
Alex, you probably need to mute yourself until I call you. Okay,
Oh,
thank you. No problem. Thank you.
Okay, Miss Early, what else?
Judge, I think that's all we have on our end right now. I do believe the home studies were discussed and ordered at the last hearing, and now that we have TMC, we can get those orders to the department for the expedited home studies. Ms. Harris did.
Ms. Simpson, forward to everybody. It's done.
Thank you. And Ms. Harris did bring up a possible home study of Mr. Bench's residence. Is that correct, Ms. Harris?
Yes.
You know, you hear conflicting things about that. You know, sometimes we have to have home studies on, you know, non-offending fathers. I mean, you know, sometimes you don't. I never really understand it. So, are you talking the department go out or the items go out? Ms. Harris, what are you talking about?
I've been out, Your Honor. The house is fine. They're lovely people. I just know that his wife does have, I believe, a JMC case for an older child with some mental health issues. So I think either a home study or we need to somehow get with the department in Bexar County just so that we can, you know, find out what's going on there a little more.
Okay, help me because I don't do Bexar County, and maybe you do, Miss Harris and Miss Roberts. Maybe y'all do. Are they in community? I know that your main court, Miss Harris, is community-based care. We got the donut and the donut hole. Are they community-based care? Or are they CPS?
Not yet. They're still CPS.
Okay. Well, and I don't think I'm wrong on this one. It seems like in the past when we've tried to get, you know, even the time of day from Bell County, they've been less than cooperative.
That would be my experience with them as well.
Your Honor, if I might say something, I believe it is a wrapper case, and Mr. Bench and his wife do have a good relationship with their caseworker there. It may be that he can have that caseworker kind of informally call Miss Gayoso, if that would be helpful.
I do this. Why don't I order Mr. Bench to sign and his wife to sign release of information so Miss Harris, CASA, and CPS can confer with the worker down there and get the information.
Sounds good.
Okay. Somebody's trying to get in. Let me see. Tracy Harding, Miss Roberts, looks like you might be able to leave. Let's see.
That might be the case.
Do you work for her or do you work for yourself? What's your deal?
I work for myself. Ms. Harding asked me to jump in and help out today because she had a conflicting hearing.
Right. I saw an email from her, but I didn't know if y'all work together or y'all tag team for each other or what.
We have for many, many years, more than a decade.
Okay, good. Okay, so I'm going to order that Mr. and Mrs. Bench to execute a release upon presentment, and CPS, y'all need to do that for CPS and items to confer with Bexar County CPS. And I didn't limit it to anything, just say Bexar County CPS. Okay, what else, Ms. Early?
I think that's all I've got at the moment.
Okay, Ms. Lang, what do y'all need? And I have visits kind of put over here to talk about. Ms. Lang, what do you need?
No problem, Judge. Just want to make sure the department, Karen's already had a chance to visit with my client, and my client's in the process of moving. So whenever we do set up drug testing, we need to make sure we get a testing center. Originally, I thought it would be Spring Branch, but I believe she may be moving closer to a big city with more job opportunities for her. So let's just stay tuned into that. And we also want to, along the way, be advised of medical concerns with the kiddos. When she had her visit, there was a bite mark on, I believe, Hades' arm, and I've not heard anything about it. She hadn't heard anything about it, and actually got a picture. It's pretty significant. So those kind of things, she's a mama. She needs to know and wants to be aware of.
Like
No, Judge, it was a distinct bite. I mean, I could forward it to, and I will forward it to the department and to the parties. You could see the teeth imprint on it.
Where did that happen? Department? Like probably daycare or something?
Your Honor, both me and CASA went out to the foster placement. Notified.
Go on, Ms. Gayoso.
The department was notified by the foster care as well as the foster care agency that the child was bitten by another child at daycare, and an incident report was provided to the department during the visit. This foster family is pretty new, and they didn't know what the requirements were, but going forward, they will let the department know immediately when there's an incident that happens at the daycare.
Okay, well, I'm going to put parents notified by CPS within 48 hours of, I'm going to say 72, because if it was just a random doctor's appointment, within 72 hours, a children's doctor appointments and results within, I'll say 24 hours if emergency. I mean, kids go to daycare, they get bit, they get pushed, they get hit. I mean, I understand. Okay, got that.
And Judge, yes, Your Honor, just so you're aware, they did have the first initial removal visit, but then they've already had Alex has already had another visit. So as you're contemplating how many clean drug tests, if you could just, remember she's already starting to have some visits, and would totally understand we need one more clean UA. She did submit to her hair strand, and we're moving forward with the case. So
we need all clean UAs, not just one more.
Well, I understand, Judge, but for the visits to start, because right now they're the recommendation, I would love it if you don't require a UA. She's already had 2 visits. Let's keep going and keep 0 totally negative UAs, but the parties are inclined to want to follow your rules. Typically, it's 3 clean UAs. I had tried to say, let's just do 1 more if that's okay. But Judge, if you're okay with no more, I'm happy. Let's just get rocking and let her start her visits and continue negative drug testing.
Well, I've kind of gotten off that a little bit. Every day and every case is a new day. Depends on which side of the bed I wake up on, or how everybody acts, or all the reporting and blah, blah, blah. But everybody's got to remember, if we test positive or we don't go, then definitely I'm not definitely. Let's say 99% of the time, unless somebody talks me out of it, I'm 3 clean consecutive UAs, especially on a drug case. So, okay. Ms. Potts, what's up?
Your Honor, we're good. We would like to do some more visits. I think my client only had the one visit, so we want to get him to know his son better and slowly, step those up. I think the parties indicated they didn't feel a need for them to be supervised. Maybe they could go to a park or do something kind of as a family to get Emrys to know Milo, to see how they work, how they do together and if they can get along and just sort of bring the family along that way. And I think that's what we were looking at, but maybe Ms. Harris or Ms. Gilson could update you a little more on that.
Okay, we'll get to them in a minute. Mr. Phelps.
Well, Your Honor, my client is, as far Ms. Giles, somebody correct me, but my client has had a drug test. He did test positive, excuse me, for marijuana and methamphetamine. But I don't think we've had any UAs yet, but we would ask for visitation to start as soon as the court will permit it, and allow the paternal grandparents to join in the visits. They don't necessarily need separate visits because there's transportation issues. But and my client is agreeable to whatever services are necessary. He's ready to participate and go forward. We just need to move forward. He is a bit. He's not the most outgoing person you ever met, so this kind of I think the wave coming at him probably caused more problems than anything else. It's just people coming from every direction. But I visited with him and the family, and they're, the grandmother in particular has had the kids, according to her, every other weekend at least, most of their lives. So, and I've been to home. It's just a decent home. It probably has some problems, just like all of them do, but it's still, you'd fit right in. There's dogs everywhere.
Well, that's good. We like that. I see they have like a blanket on their couch. Gotta like that. Probably dogs. Okay.
So, but we just at this point, visitation, at least get it started as soon as possible.
Okay. Thank you.
Your Honor, may I?
Yeah. Yes.
I did talk to Mr. Phelps as well as the partner of Mr. Chaplin. She had indicated that she does have a history of drug use, Your Honor. We would like to incorporate her in the service plan so we can create a service plan for her. She does need to be court ordered to do drug testing as well. I did talk to Mr. Chaplin about this. We just have concerns, Your Honor. The parents in the case both tested positive for meth, and we just want all parties to be clean if there's going to be any supervised visits going forward.
Okay. Got it. Okay, Ms. Roberts, Ms. Harding, what other than the home study and visits, what do y'all need for what do y'all need for your clients? And let me ask this question. Other than the Chaplin family we just heard about, your clients, am I correct that they need to do visitation separate from the mom?
That would probably be best for the children and the department and all parties involved, Your Honor, at least at this point.
Okay. So, Ms. Harding, before you got on, it was said that your clients were able to visit. Was that visit also a separate visit?
Yes, Your Honor. I mean, they visited, Joshua and Deborah Wark visited together, but without the mother.
Okay, that's what I meant. Okay. Remind me, y'all, again, what general area the children are placed. Is it Hayes, Travis?
It's in Manor.
Placed it in Manor.
Manor. Okay. So, I think it was this case. Get a little confused sometime where we talk about visitation on all my cases. Didn't we talk about it being at the Summit office?
Yes.
Okay. And is that where it took place?
Yes.
Okay. And that's still convenient for fosters and some of the, no, it's not like right in your back door, but I mean, it's either there or Burnett, and Burnett seems kind of out of the way for everybody, but okay. Okay.
And Your Honor, we would like to keep them at Summit. It's a centralized location, easier for the foster family to transport the kiddos.
Right. Let me look at something else real quick. Okay, so. Okay, in the order, the extension order and the ordering the home studies, it says order an expedited home study on Savon, SAVON bench, paternal grandmother of Emrys. Is that correct? Savon, SAVON?
Siobhan, SHAVON.
Okay, sorry, just if I pronounce it wrong.
She's got a rough name.
Yeah, I've never seen it before. Okay. And where does she live, sir? San Antonio?
No, my mom lives out in Canyon Lake with her mother and her boyfriend and my sister, all in the same house.
Okay. So your mom is able to visit when you visit. Is that correct?
Yes, I can pick her up and take the 2-hour drive out to Austin, as long as it's on a weekend or there's no school because she works out of high school.
Okay. Well, guess what? It's not going to be on the weekend. It's at a CPS office. It's going to be during the day, work day. Okay. So anything else, Ms. Harding?
Your Honor, I just don't know in regards to my clients, if there's any need for them to be supervised. If there is, that's fine. We're willing to have them be supervised, but my clients can also help with transportation and are kind of, anyway, they're willing to do what they need to do. Their whole hope and goal in this case is really that the parents become safe and sober and are able to parent these kids. And that's really what their goal is. And they want to maintain connections with them, whether they're in foster care or with Mr. Bench's family or Mr. Chaplin's family. They want to remain connected to these kids.
I'm going to basically probably say y'all can all work that out, because there's a whole bunch of people in his case, which is good, that family that's good for once, that wants to visit these kids. And I frankly don't really want to micromanage when everybody, y'all know more about the kids, the grandparents, blah, 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 than I do. And if people can help with transportation, yay. How often does that happen? You know? So anyway, hold that thought, Ms. Harding. Casa, what's up with y'all?
Well, I was able to go and meet with the Warks, Mr. and Mrs. Bench, and Siobhan Bench. Got to see their homes. Their heart, here's the heart of all of them is the same. They would like very much for the parents to get sober, to have a job and a place to live and be able to take care of these kids. And they all want to have some connection with the kids. So, you know, I didn't, the biggest hurdle that we have is Mr. Bench's home is not large enough for both children. So that means the children will be separated, and that is an issue that we need to address. I'm sure we can work out the visitation things, but that's a big deal. I would like to see the Benches have more time with Emrys. I talked to Emrys's teacher from the first part of the year and found that he was a very difficult child in class, that he was crying, screaming, just a very, very difficult child, which is not the child I saw. And I've been there twice to see him, to see both kids, but I'm talking in particular about Emrys. So given that that's somebody else's history with him, I would like to see some step up time with the Benches so that they have a chance to get to know him and see how he does. They're both doing really well in the foster home. I didn't see anything that would indicate what the teacher told me. The teacher also did say that he frequently came to school dirty, hungry, and clothes that didn't fit. they did kind of I wouldn't say an intervention, but they did go out to see the family when Emrys had missed several days of school and he had been ill. But there was the freeze, and they wanted to make sure that the family wasn't, stuck with no heating or anything like that. They said that after that, Emrys came to school more appropriate. But I will tell you, the one thing that she was most disturbed about was he had kind of a meltdown when he missed snack. He'd been in the principal's office, missed snack, and had a complete meltdown, and said he didn't know when he was going to get any more food. So she was concerned about that, and she did make sure that he had breakfast when he came to school, and that they sent him home with a snack. So I'm just that's not the kid I saw. So I don't know how that all plays into everything, but they seem stable right now. I would like to not see them moved until after school, at least finish the school year. I know that does, give them more time to bond with the other family, but they're stable and happy right now and eating well and, have some good clothes and, they're just well taken care of right now. So I'd also, I'm very pro grandma and grandpa rights. So the grandparents that I have talked to are all about whatever we need to do, how we can help. The Works have offered money. If the benches, if they get Emrys and they're needing some financial support or transportation or anything like that, they were willing to do that. Ms. Bench does work a full-time job, and that so the summer would give her some time to really get to know them, but she's going to have a senior, and she's at that stage where she's got her mom, her boyfriend, or I'm not sure if he's boyfriend or a husband, but anyway, she's got these people in varying stages of life, and then to take on a 2-year-old is a concern for me. Anybody taking on a 2-year-old is a concern for me. But I just would like to go a little slowly. I think there's a lot of information that we're not completely aware of. I know that Angie Chaplin and that she's looking at doing an intervening. But I want to make sure that we're fair enough to all parties, that we give all parties some research, and and I just there's a lot of moving parts here, so that's where I am.
Okay, you've met the Works, you met Miss Bench, and did you say you did? It says, did you meet the Chaplain paternal grandparents?
No, because they weren't the ones that you said initially needed
expedite.
So I have not done that yet.
Okay. So basically, every parent we have has an interested grandparent.
Right.
Wow, rare. Okay. I mean, they might be interested, but whether we would even be able to consider them for other reasons, or this is crazy. This is good. Yeah. Okay, but yeah, I pretty much agree with everything you said, Ms. Gilson. So hold that, so we'll get to there at some point. Ms. Harris.
I did meet with the chaplains as well. So all the grandparents have been visits, have been looped in. We have a lot of people that love these kids. We've got a lot of options. I'm always very interested to get kids out of foster care. I do want to take our time doing this because there are so many people involved, and I don't want to just do what's good for them. I want to do what's good for the kids. I want them to have as many visits as possible with as many of them as possible. But at the same time, this is a case for parents, and I don't want this to get too muddled up with us making sure each grandparent's getting some time. I want them all to get it, but I don't want it to make a mess of the case. And other than that, Ms. Gilson pretty much said it all.
Ms. Harris, what do you think about Ms. Harding's clients being able to do some transportation, some unsupervised to be able to help in that regard, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm good with all the grandparents doing that, honestly.
Okay. Okay. Let me think about visits for a minute, but let me go on and tell the parents the regular stuff. After today, there's going to be a meeting called a family group conference. And at the family group conference, that's you maybe already had it, I don't know. At the family group conference, that's where your services are developed. And the services are things that y'all have to comply with to get the kiddos back home and to get us all out of your life. I tell everybody at every hearing, you have to comply with your service plan or your parental rights could be subject to termination. Our next hearing is called our status hearing, and it's 4/25. I will be at the courthouse. Y'all can all appear by Zoom if everybody agrees. Does everybody agree that everybody can appear by Zoom? Yes?
Yes, sure.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna order the department to look into Mr. Bench's Native American heritage. Order the prior cases transferred and consolidated herein, depending on what county they in. If they're in Blanco County, they just need to be consolidated. Already talked about Mr. Bench's child support. Already talked about Mr. Bench and his wife signing releases. Parents I think I already said this too. Parents notified by CPS within 72 hours of any doctor's appointments and results, including results. If there is an emergency, notification within 24 hours. And I don't think a bite in the school is emergency, but it's definitely a 72-hour notification in my mind. It's agreed that all hearings can be held via Zoom. Mr. Chaplin's partner is to submit to a service plan and drug test just like the parents. Okay, visits. I believe everybody has submitted their applications for court-appointed attorney too. Thank y'all. That's good. Okay, let me think. Let me do visits.
Is it necessary to have the grandparents do a baseline drug test? Okay.
I mean, I don't, unless y'all know something I don't know. Why don't y'all talk about it? And if that becomes an issue, y'all can send an email.
Okay. Thank you.
Ms. Harris?
I don't need one.
Okay.
And I think, I don't know if the ad items mentioned it, but I think they were talking about having the visits be unsupervised with Mr. Bench. And I think that for a while, he's going to have his grandmother or his mother with him in any event, since she knows Emrys best. Did I say that right, guys?
Okay.
Your Honor, I would prefer Mr. Bench's mother to be present. The reason for it is when I spoke to him and his wife, they had indicated that they really hadn't seen his son for quite a while. So to have that connection needs to be built up. And I think that would be a positive move on the department, Your Honor.
Okay, but like Ms. Harris says, these, I mean, I'm going to use me as an example, and I'm not really a very good example, but if my kid is getting visits with my grandchild, I'm the grandma. I'm not the one that's going to be doing all the work all the time, but a lot of times, y'all know, maybe not Mr. Bench, probably not Mr. Bench, but a lot of time when grandparents, aunt, uncle's friend, whoever is CPS, is there, sometimes that family member punts to the other people to help take care of the kid. And it's not my kid, you take care of your own dang kid, So I don't know. And if Emrys may or may not, we're kind of getting conflicting stories. If Emrys may or may not be sometimes a little handful, Mr. Bench got to step up to the plate and know how to take care of that child by himself. And, then flip side, I mean, here's what I have so far, and I haven't gotten very far because y'all start, talking about other stuff. I said visits. Grandparents may unsupervised transfer children to the visits if agreed by CPS and advice. Okay, so I'm going to allow some, unsupervised transportation just because that's easier for everybody. But oftentimes we do parent visit for an hour, hypothetically. Grandparents come in the last 30 minutes to hang out, to help, to whatever. But not just for the parent to punt over to the grandparents. I don't know. So I don't really, I mean, I'm a grandparent. I would like to be there as much as possible too, but we also have to be able to observe how the parent is with the child.
Your Honor.
And hold on. And, you know, do we want, if we have unsupervised visits with Mr. Bench, nothing against Mr. Bench, but there have been concerns brought up about Emrys. If we do all unsupervised, CASA, Ms. Harris, CPS, nobody's there to observe. How do we know what's going down? I don't know. And it's not how Mr. Bench is. I'm more concerned about how Emrys reacts to just stimulus, you know, all that stuff. So you know, I'm all into baby steps. I kind of think we ought to get everybody to know each other, establish a relationship. I mean, maybe even do a sandwich visit. And y'all, for those that y'all don't know, a sandwich visit, I don't really know who else calls it a sandwich visit. I call it a sandwich visit. You know, we do like 30 minutes supervised, an hour unsupervised, go to eat, go out in the park, whatever. Come back, have another 30-minute sandwich. You know, you got bread, meat, and or peanut butter and jelly for me. You got that in the middle, and you got another piece of bread over here. I don't know. Just an idea. But I don't really think grandparents need to be there the whole time. Ed Adams, what y'all think? You disagree with me. I don't care because everybody always does anyway. But
no, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. It's a good way to get the parents more time with their kids. It's a good way to get the grandparents time with the kids. But yes, we do probably at least once a month need to have a visit supervised by the department. You know, if the kids are visiting,
okay,
at least sandwich visits on the weekend, I'll go out and see it.
Okay, Miss Lang, what do you want to say?
Judge, I just to reiterate, Emrys hasn't had hardly any contact with Wayne, and he was much younger when he did, just to close that gap. So allowing that introductory period, like Karen was talking about, that's just for a short period of time, you know, makes good sense for him. But I just wanted to get on the record that mom really wants the children to stay in foster care at this point in time, and she does not want them separated. They're you know, they're maybe 4.5, 5 years apart, but they're close little fellas. So for our vote on, as the items and everybody looks at the situation, trying to keep those kiddos together would be in their best interest for mom.
Well, I can't say what I'm going to do about that now. But I mean, nobody's going anywhere now, for sure. I can't say, you know, I don't like splitting children up either. But, you know, when you have children by different parents, you know, sometimes that happens. That's the real world these days. But I agree totally with Ms. Harris that we're not moving any children till summer. I mean, I'm not, these little kids, I mean, especially if Emerson had problems at school, you know, these little kids need some stability, and we need to get through. Emerson's basically been in, or will be when this semester's over, in the same school district for all this semester, and that's where he needs to stay.
Your Honor?
Yes.
Did you want my opinion on the
yeah.
Visitation? I think a sandwich visits would be fabulous. And I'm willing to supervise anything at any time.
The department's in agreement, Your Honor.
Okay. Did you want to say something?
I did, Your Honor. I just had you mentioned the FGC, and apparently there is an FGC this afternoon at 2, but my clients were not invited to it. So since we're not going to be there, I just kind of wanted to voice something for people to think about, which would be if.
Wait, Tracy, can they come? Are they good?
They were invited.
Well, that's wrong. Y'all are parties. I don't get that.
So we're going to need details, and I think we're going to have to work to get there, because I think it's kind of a hike for them, but I know I'm not going to be able to be there, but I'll be there by phone.
Well, can they appear by Zoom? Or
they can,
whenever they do it?
Sometimes they'll let us just call in if they have an in-person meeting. I think it's in-person in Bernie, but Brandy would allow them to call in and put it on the speakerphone so they can participate if they can't get there.
Well, they're parties. I don't know why they weren't notified. I don't like that.
Your Honor, it's my understanding.
it was at the request of mom because these are considered parent-driven or parent-driven meetings. And so if you're not invited by a parent, you are not invited. But that sounds like we're being invited by the judge.
Right. Well, I'm glad. I don't think I ever knew that. I just kind of thought everybody got to come if you're a party.
Well, Judge, I mean, if mom had an experience, she just indicated her impression. She didn't say do not invite them. That's up to the department to decide who the parties are and who aren't, and who needs to be invited.
No, it's not up to the department to decide who the parties are. Negative. It's up to me.
Right, I understand that, Judge, but to be aware of who the parties are.
Well, yeah, it's not like these people didn't appear at the last hearing.
Your Honor, I think what happens is if there is a lot of disagreement between the parties will have separate FGCs.
Right.
If the mom didn't want them there for whatever reason, a lot of times we just do different ones.
Well, but you know what? I'm just saying, if you're a party to a lawsuit and you're not notified of what's going on, that's really cruddy. I mean, whatever. Ms. Harding, can your clients appear by phone?
Your Honor, we'll make sure that we're there in phone, by Zoom, or in person. They give us the information, we'll be there.
Well, I think phone or Zoom might be a good thing. And you know, if they need to be quiet, they need to be quiet. You know, I'm sure you'll advise them accordingly. Ms. Donnell, what do you want to say?
Your Honor, I do have Brandy Roundtree in my office. She was on earlier, but has another appointment. She's here and willing to answer questions if you need answers.
No, I mean, it's 10 o'clock. We're about done. But the day I see her, no, but they need to appear by Zoom or by phone. They need to know what's going, especially because they are going to be an integral part of visitation, transportation, blah, blah, blah.
Absolutely.
Okay. 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 Here, y'all are going to like this, which is what I'm going to do. Grandparents may unsupervised transfer children to visits if agreed by CPS and ad litem. Too complicated for me to decide now. So all visits as arranged by CPS and ad litems include possible sandwich visits. Or grandparents don't need supervised visitation. Other grandparents visit for part of the respective parents' visitation, as agreed by CPS and ad litem. I mean, if y'all think that everybody can be together and somebody doesn't punt to the other grandparents, I don't care if they're there the whole time. I mean, you know, y'all just decide that. Y'all observe, y'all figure it out. That's up to y'all.
Judge, I don't think my client and her father and grandmother are closely connected these days.
The Warks can have unsupervised visitation. So they're not going to be with the mother anyway. Okay. Hold on, I got to add something else. Do we have hair strands, Miss Early, on both parents?
Yes, Judge, we do.
Visits can begin now. If we have a positive Mr. Duluth, then visit cease until 3 clean consecutive UAs. Okay. I think that about covers everything. Parents, like I said, y'all have to comply with your service plan. Next hearing is 4/25. I don't know the time. I think every case in Blanco County might be on the docket that day. I don't know for sure. That's not a lot, but you know, you never know. So lawyers, Casa, y'all need anything else? Okay, well, thank you
very
all
much,
for
Judge.
out. Anytime we have a lot of people involved. So every time you can work something out, that's always better for everybody. We don't want to spread everybody's dirty laundry and get everybody mad at each other. So appreciate this and good luck. And I'll basically see y'all in a month.
Makings of an agreement. I think probably Mr. Baker needs to talk to his client, I think he said, and Mrs. Potts didn't know if hers was here. I think somebody with the jail. So maybe maybe the mother's here. They probably all need to talk, I think. Is that what you want?
I do need to speak with my client. Shouldn't take.
Okay, Ms. Simpson, if you can send them all to a breakout room with their respective clients, please. Okay, he's back. Ms. Potts, did you visit with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm good.
Okay, what about, so we ready? Where are we today? What are we going to do today, y'all?
Well, Judge, depending on what Mr. Baker and Ms. Potts learned from their clients, I think the plan is to proceed with the removal and TMC for the department and keep the placement as it is and allow the parents to work on getting ready to help take care of the child and get the child the help that she needs in the meantime. But I'll let the attorneys for the parents fill in the rest.
Judge, that is pretty much correct. There's no change from my client. He wants TMC's in agreement with that. Our position is that Lizzie, of course, needs to start some sort of therapeutic process immediately,
Right.
basically yesterday, and that Lizzie's safe in where she's at, where she's currently staying, and we're okay. Obviously, my client would like Lizzie to come home, but she's safe where she is for the time being, and she's reported to the ad litem's that she's good being there, so that's fine with us for now. And my client's only thing that he needs to would like to address with the court is, access to Lizzie. I think my client and her text a lot with each other, and they're not sure if that's okay. Obviously, if Lizzie wants to communicate with Dad, we would like her to be able to do so, and then we need to kind of figure out visits as well.
Okay. Ms. Potts, what about you and your client?
Yes, Your Honor, my client is in agreement with the TMC and likewise wants services for both herself and Lizzie to try to process this and get her the best support we can. She would also like visits if that's possible. I believe that the arrest here interfered with her regular first visit after the removal, and that's pretty much it. Oh, also, she has not been served, but she has agreed to accept service.
Okay. Same with your client, Mr. Baker.
Have you been served, Mr. Butler?
I think he has.
Served with what?
Have you been served with the lawsuit that the department filed in this case?
Oh, yeah. Oh, in regards to Lizzie, yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I received a stack of paperwork in regards to that.
Okay, good. Where, department ad litem's, where generally is Lizzie placed?
Judge, she's with a maternal aunt. I think everybody knows.
Okay. And what area is that?
What area, Judge?
She's in Leveland area.
Leveland?
It's a small town near Leveland, which is another bigger small town.
Judge, I'm going to correct that to La Mesa, between La Mesa and Big Spring.
La Mesa?
La Mesa, thank you.
Okay. So she's close, huh? That's what y'all are telling me, right? Cool. Ms. Potts, why is your client in jail?
Your Honor, I believe it was for a failure to report the abuse.
Okay. She gonna get out on bond pretty soon?
Yes, she said it was $150. She's working on that.
Okay, good. Okay, Ms. Sims and Ms. Butler, do y'all have any prior court orders involving Lizzie, like a divorce decree, a AG case for child support, anything like that? Lawyers or parents?
Not for a long time with a CPS case. My daughter had thrown a can at my son's face.
Butler,
and
Mr. Butler, the court is asking if there's any prior custody orders between you and mom as it pertains to Lizzie, like child support.
No, not at the current time.
Did y'all? I thought you said you went to child support court, or was that over another child?
That was.
Oh, yeah, we did child support. That was a number of years ago, but we have mutual custody.
Was that for Lizzie or another child?
That was for Lizzie.
That was for Lizzie.
Okay, so there probably is a prior AG order then, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Sims, what county was that out of?
Odessa, Ector County.
Okay. So the Ector County case is going to be transferred and consolidated herein. And it was Attorney General's office?
Yes.
Were y'all ever married for divorce decree or anything?
No.
No. Okay. And Who was ordered to pay child support, Ms. Sims?
Sean Butler.
Okay. Is he current on child support or behind?
He's behind.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Okay. Parents, do either of y'all have any Native American heritage in your families?
No.
No. Ms. Sims, do you?
No.
Okay. Ed Lydums and department, where, what do y'all think about visits for that? I mean, Lizzie's far away, so it's not like we're going to be able to do visits once a week. What do y'all think about phone contact during the, like FaceTime, Zoom, anything like that during the week? Ms. Welch?
I talked to Lizzie, and they have the ability to do like Zoom or WhatsApp face-to-face, and that would be fine. She is currently attending school, and she's off this week for spring break, so they could kind of keep that in mind in the evenings.
Okay. Does Lizzie call them when she wants to, or do we need to set schedule, or what do you think, Ms. Welch?
I think it should be a little bit in the very beginning. Could we make sure that it's kind of like observed by the placement, just to make sure? She has her own phone, and she's able to do, she's got social media. I kind of would like to have that a little restricted, but I don't know. I didn't get a chance to talk to Miss Willis about that.
Okay. Ms. Willis, what do you think? Or do you have an opinion?
I do, but yeah, I spoke with Lizzie. I was going to try to talk to her last night, but I have my grandson here, and so I talked to her this morning. She was really groggy, had to develop a relationship with her first, so I didn't get into touchy questions. I kind of felt around to see if she would talk to me about anything, and it's going to take another visit or two. So I know she's happy where she's at, and she did loosen up quite well. In fact, she's texting me now, but you know, it's just the beginning of the relationship. So I don't think they have WhatsApp, because I tried to call them on WhatsApp. They called me on Messenger. So, but she's tech savvy. My guess is my feeling is until we get to the bottom of what's going on here, she's the victim. We don't want to start punishing her. So I'm a little concerned about restricting things that she's used to, but I think all teenagers need to be restricted on the other hand. So if there's a way we can monitor what she's using until I can assess between talking to her and talking to her aunt, and of course talking to Andrea, what she's on and where the limitations need to be. I just want to keep her open to us and not start viewing us as, you know, an enemy. So that's my little input with what little information I have.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to say visits per CPS and items, and y'all can work them out with Miss Nicole, who's placement, and I don't want her to have them in school and go long, you know, long distances. I'm going to say that the parents can FaceTime or WhatsApp or whatever y'all want to call it at a minimum of 2 times per week, and whatever else. But all those need to be arranged by placement, CPS, and items.
Okay.
Judge, can I jump in?
Yes.
Mr. Boucher can probably tell you more about this than me, but the child has expressed to the department some hesitation about communicating with mom right now, or some indifference. I'm not sure quite how to describe it, but we would like to go a little slower with mother until we know, like Ms. Willis said, till we know how the child feels about that, and not force her into anything that she doesn't want to do or is going to mess with her head. So we'd like at least some leeway in that regard.
How about if I can stick my 2 cents in there, how about if we did with both parents 2 times weekly, as unless the child does not want the visit? How would we word that?
I added if requested by the child.
Okay, that would work.
Mr. Boucher, that sound good?
Okay. And Miss Nicole, your placement, I'm not a fan of children being on electronic 24/7. I hate that. I think they need to be watching TV, hang with family, reading, going outside, whatever. So I don't think I need to do this, but you can tell, or all y'all can tell Lizzie, that, you know, if your homework's not done, your chores aren't done, you're not passing grades, you don't get to be on all these electronics all the time. You know, I don't want her to go to bed with her phone. You know, I don't want her staying up all hours of the night with her phone. I don't like that. I mean, you know, bedtime's bedtime. And a lot of kids that I have in my care, not my care, my caseload, you know, they just think they can be up till 2, 3, 4 at night and, you know, talking to their friends on the phone and they don't want to get up and go to school, you know. Or I have a lot of cases where kids and their parents get in a fight over the phone and that leads to CPS involvement. And I don't like that either. So I'm not going to put those rules in effect now, Ms. Nicole. I think you can take care of that. You seem to be nodding your head and agreeing with me too. And so just whatever you're good with, I'm good with.
Yes, ma'am.
If, you know, lots of times I just have to be the bad guy and hey, that's my job. I'm happy to be the bad guy. But anyway, so just let's do that. So, okay, business basically as y'all work out and as requested by Lizzie. I'm going to order the parents to provide personal effects as requested by Ms. Nicole, CPS, or the ad items. So Miss Nicole, if she needs a new wardrobe, she needs deodorant, she needs makeup, you want a gift card from Walmart or whatever you need, you let CPS or Miss Welch or Miss Willis know, and that's the child support the parents are going to pay. If we get to the next hearing and they haven't been providing anything, then I'm just going to order monetary child support.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Wilson, what do you need?
I don't think I need anything else, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Potts?
We're good, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Baker?
I think I'm good for now, Judge.
Okay, Ms. Welch?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Willis?
I'd like to get the medical reports from the gynecology visit on Friday and her school records.
They said test results from her visit will be 5 days from Thursday when she had her visit.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to say CBS is to circulate school records, gynecological records to the ad items upon receipt.
So this is something that Andrea brought up to me. I didn't talk to Lizzie about it. I don't think she was quite awake enough yet, but Nicole, please correct me if I'm wrong. But I think she had dyed her hair and the roots coming out, and I think that she brought up wanting to dye her hair again. So we might as well just address that now. Maybe Nicole, you can tell me if I'm on the right track.
Yeah, she wants to do her hair again, but I didn't know if that was allowed.
What color?
Has blonde roots right now, but she had it dyed black, and it kind of washes her out. It makes her look way older than what she is.
And pale.
Yeah, it makes me pale. Yeah. I was thinking maybe let her go back a little more natural, just to get her. It needs done again. It needs to be touched up.
Yeah, I think natural. I mean, I'm not a big color, fan. But I mean, but definitely if her roots are grown out, she feels she's self-conscious and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care. Y'all figure out something that looks normal.
Okay.
That's fine. I'm glad it's not purple or green, so that's hey, we're ahead of it so far,
I told her maybe this summer if she wanted to do some temp stuff. They could have some little fun. Yeah.
Yeah, little, fang streaks. I don't know. Miss Potts has been known to do some of those some of the time too. So yeah, but yeah, that's fine. I totally get where she's coming from.
Yeah.
That's good. Hey, she asked, so that's good too.
Yeah. She's a very good girl. She's very sweet. She's a very good girl. I'm very
good. Okay. I'm going to order the parents to complete their applications for court-appointed attorney by a week, by 3/18/24. I have to have those parents because it's the only way I know if y'all are entitled to a court-appointed attorney. If I don't get those back, then your attorneys are going to be released from further representation because I don't have any proof that you are entitled to a court-appointed attorney. Do y'all understand?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, no, thank you. Okay, Ms. Sims, Mr. Butler, after today, there's going to be a meeting called a family group conference. And at the family group conference, that's where your services are developed. And that will mean stuff that y'all have to comply with to get CPS out of your life. I tell everybody at every hearing, you have to comply with your service plan or your parental rights could be subject to termination. Do you understand that?
Yes, I understand completely.
Okay, thank you. Got one more thing I need to add.
Judge, is there any way that we can, and I brought this up before, I don't know if it's possible, but Connie Jackson in Kingsland, she's the one that the DA's Office Victim Services used for children of abuse. And is there any way that we can use her, or is she not a contractor, or does anybody from the department have any knowledge of whether she's available, and can we do it telemed?
I hate telemed.
Yeah, but they don't have a lot of resources where they live.
No, they're pretty slow.
I'm just going to put the CPS is to obtain therapy for Lizzie within 2 weeks, and she's a definite possibility. So yeah, department. I don't know who's going to be. I don't see CBS on here, do I?
Teresa.
Judge, this is Teresa McDonald. I'm going to be primary for right now. Training a protege who will take over the case eventually.
Okay. Well, Miss McDonald, talk to Miss Willis about what she just said, and let's see what we can do, because I want Lizzie in therapy, like Mr. Baker said yesterday. So like I said, you have to comply with your service plan, or your parental rights can be subject to termination. We'll come back to court on May 8th. We'll go over your service plan. We'll make it a court order. I hope y'all would have already started working on your service plan by then. At the status hearing, I'll give you some other court dates so you can plan accordingly for the length of time we anticipate the department to be in the case. Where is the son, the brother son right now, y'all?
He's incarcerated.
In
Are you talking about
juvenile detention?
No. He's an adult, I think.
No, Your Honor, she's talking about 17-year-old Zachary. He's with, I believe he's still living with dad.
Okay.
That's correct.
Friend, excuse me.
Okay, I'm going to add that Lizzie's to have no contact with her brother.
With Zach?
Well, wait, there's
two, Judge.
There's two.
She's close to Zach, I think.
Okay. So
Alex is the one that's in jail. He's the perpetrator.
Alex is 20 years old. He's the alleged perpetrator. He's in jail, I believe, assault of a child. There is a non-perpetrating 17-year-old brother, however, that lives with Mr. Butler.
Okay. Well, she didn't have contact with him, but just no contact with Alex.
Right. Okay.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure he has bond conditions and all that too, but I'm going to put that in the order. So, Miss Nicole, I mean, no contact means no phone call, no letters, no nada. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And that also means that Mr. Butler or Miss Sims, if y'all are talking to Lizzie FaceTiming or whatever, and if Alex by some chance gets out of jail and he's there, keep him away. He can't be involved. Okay. Okay, Ector County case is transferred and consolidated herein. Parents provide personal effects as requested by placement, CPS, and/or ad litems. CPS is to circulate school records and gynecological records to ad litems upon receipt. CPS to obtain therapy for Lizzie within 2 weeks. No contact with brother Alex. Court-appointed attorney applications. Due 3/18/24 or attorney released. Visits as agreed by CPS, ad litems, FaceTime at a minimum of 2 times per week as arranged by CPS, placement and ad litems, all those contact and visits as if it is requested by Lizzie. Okay.
And what was the electronics? What did we just?
I didn't really say anything about it. I'm just going to leave that whole. And if I need to make a court order later, we can. I can do that without a hearing. Okay. Anybody need anything else? Okay, Miss Nicole, are you paternal or maternal?
I'm paternal. No, maternal. Tommy and Charity are sister and brother. My husband and the mother are related.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay, well, sounds like we have a good plan. Most important is we get Lizzie in counseling and work that out. It sounds like she's out out in the middle of nowhere, kind of like we're out in the middle of nowhere. It might be further more out in the middle of nowhere. So it sounds like we might have to do counseling via telemed, which I despise. I know some people are telling me it's working, but I don't know, not my thing. But anyway, well, y'all work it out, and parents, good luck to y'all, and I will see y'all. Oh, do y'all agree that the hearings can be held via Zoom?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I will be in the courtroom with the prosecutors on 5/8/24, but everybody else can appear via Zoom. May 8th is our next court date. Okay? Okay, thank you. Good luck.
Judge.
Has anybody talked to the person that filed pleadings on behalf of Miss Weiss?
I have not, Your Honor. We just received that motion for continuance this morning.
Right. And I mean, you know, do they just expect us to, oh, you filed a motion for continuance, so we're going to stop? I mean, I never understand that. Here's another thing, Trayvon. I thought Ms. Kessinger was here.
That's Samantha's mom. She was having trouble changing the name.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Trinidad, if you can put the lawyers and Casa and me into a breakout room, please. Okay, y'all. Is everybody back? All the lawyers and I have agreed that this case will be reset until 1:30 on April Fool's Day, April 1st. And y'all can all appear via Zoom. Ms. Guy and I will be at the Lampasas Courthouse. It's the same date that the permanency hearings are set for in the Coryell County case and in Lampasas case. So what we'll do first is we'll do a permanency hearing and, you know, hear both counties, the permanency hearing at the same time. And then once we get done with the permanency hearing, then we'll get into the intervention. The intervention is only filed in Lampasas County. And I will tell Mr. Sturmer that he'll need to be here for the 1:30 hearing on that day. So we'll hear, like I said, we'll hear the Coryell County case also. Okay. Anybody need anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so you know the docket now says it's at 9:30. Disregard everything. Lewis will be at 1:30.
I have a question.
Yes,
Am
ma'am.
I allowed to see my kids at all? Like I haven't seen them in over a month, or at least my baby. Like,
Miss Kessinger, I don't remember what visitation did I order, Miss Guy, for the parents last time.
what, first, third, and fifth?
But what about Miss Kessinger?
I'm not at my desk, Judge. I'd have to ask Morgan or Sandy.
I'm pulling it up right now, but Judge, I thought you said she had to have two clean UAs, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, hold on. My messenger was to submit to hair strand by noon 2/28/24. Visits under advisement until hair strand results. Have I gotten the hair strand results? No.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's what it had because I haven't gotten the results. Do y'all have the results back, department?
Not all of them. It comes back in 3 different results, and I've only gotten 1 back so far. So I was waiting for all of them to come back so I can send them all 3 together.
Okay.
For the segmented.
Okay. When y'all get those back, remind me that I need to make a ruling on visitation at that time.
So I can't see them. So I can't see them basically at all until the first.
So Samantha, I'm going to call you after court, and I'll explain all of this. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else have any questions?
No.
Okay. Thank y'all. Just for the record now, I want everybody to say y'all do agree or you don't agree to have the next hearing be via Zoom. You do agree?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
We do.
Yes.
Everybody nod
Yes.
their head on record. Okay. Thank y'all. Have a good spring break if you're spring breaking, and I'll see y'all in a couple of weeks. Thank you, Miss Dean. You need to show your face. Thank you. Okay, y'all. It's my understanding that we have an agreement as to the department being named temporary managing conservators of a little early today. The thing that really, the issue that needs to be litigated is placement, but I'm going to order, I can't change placement without a home study. So I am going to order an expedited home study on Mr. Trotter's father, I believe. Is that correct, Ms. McClure?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and Miss San Miguel, did you need a home study also on somebody?
Yes, Judge. The name is Melissa Manuel.
Melissa Manuel?
Yes.
And tell us who she is.
She took in my client, I think, as a daughter. So it, I believe it's she's a relative. So, but fictive.
Okay. Victor Ken. Okay, and Miss McClure, Mr. Aaron, does he have the same last name? Is it Trotter?
Yes, he does.
Okay. Miss McClure, Miss San Miguel, have either of your clients executed their application for court-appointed attorney?
Not yet, Judge, but he's got it and he's working on it. I should have that probably tomorrow.
Okay.
Same, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Trotter and Miss Dean, sorry, y'all's applications are due to me in a week. That's only what information I have to let me know that y'all are entitled to court-appointed attorney. And so if I don't have those within a week, then your attorneys are released from further representation. Do y'all understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Dean, Mr. Trotter, have y'all ever been to any other court, like AG court, divorce court, custody court, anything involving early in the past?
No.
No. I figure not, because it's young, but you never know. Do either of y'all have any Native American heritage? You can shake your head, yes or no.
Not registered. Not registered.
Mr. Trotter, do you? Miss McClure, your client's not answering.
He told me no, I can't see him on the screen. Oh, there he is. Okay.
Yeah,
no, he told me that he did not have any.
Okay. Okay, that's good. Okay. I believe Miss Mystic, the attorney ad litem, wasn't able to come to court today, but Mr. Sturmer, did she have any requests? You're muted.
I don't believe so, Judge. I think her position is the child's in a good foster home, and that if we're going to be considering any placements, that she wants a home study before placement's considered.
Okay. I thought she wanted a hair strand on early.
Let me look at my text. She did say something about a hair strand. I forgot about that.
Could we get some pictures? Dad hasn't really had been allowed to have much contact for quite some time, and I know he would greatly appreciate some photos of his child.
Okay. Miss McClure, I have that your client is acknowledged as Early's dad. Is he on the birth certificate?
Yes, he is.
Okay, that's good. That helps.
Yes, Judge. I apologize. She did ask for a hair strand on the child.
Okay.
Wow, that was complicated. Finally got it unmuted.
I don't think he's a Zoom power user, Judge.
Okay.
But he will be.
Yeah, I'm here now. So sorry, I couldn't figure that out.
And Judge, that home study on Mr. Trotter, that was going to be expedited, and we asked for visits for the grandparents.
I'm going to order a hair strand on Early to be done by the department, and I want that by 3. Look at my calendar. By 3/15/24 noon on that day. So y'all need to work that out with the foster parents. Mr. Trotter, Miss Dean, for now, I'm going to order y'all to provide personal effects as requested by the placement, CPS, and or the ad litems. And what that means is, like if Early needs diapers, or Early needs a bathing suit, or Early needs some wipes, I'm going to order that for now in lieu of any monetary child support. So your lawyers will let you know about that. Yes, Ms. McClure?
Judge, I think he is paying child support right now. Mr. Trotter, unmute yourself and tell us, are you doing it through the AG's office?
Yes, ma'am, I am. I'm paying child support in 2 states.
So he's already, there must have been some kind of court thing going on because he's got an AG account.
Yeah, well, y'all said y'all had never gone to court over him before. What's the deal?
No, ma'am.
Because I love them both. I wanted the best for them. But, this obviously didn't work out for my son, so I'm going to step up and take care of him.
So, Ms. Dean, is there a court order ordering Mr. Trotter to pay child support?
I don't believe so. With my first CPS case, when I first came back from Alaska, CPS, my investigator and my, I believe, supervisor, I guess, they recommended me filing for child support, or it could possibly look as if I'm not providing for my child in a proper way. And that's what they told me. I wasn't going to file for child support because he was doing voluntary child support. All I wanted to do was listen to the advice of my last CPS investigator and supervisor. So I did file for child
Well,
support.
sometimes the government comes in and does it without whether we want it done or not, you know? So
That's pretty much what happened.
okay. Does anybody know what county or state that child support order's out of? For early, only for early.
I believe Bell County.
And Alaska County, Your Honor.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, well, Mr. Sturmer, let's just look into that and see where we are.
Okay.
If that's true, then we need to redirect, I guess.
Ms. Dean, is Mr. Trotter current on child support?
No, ma'am. I believe I've received a total of maybe 4 or 5 payments that are deducted. He has done voluntary before, but my first child support checks, I actually got 2 in 1 month, was back in August of 2023.
Okay. Ms. McClure, I'm not going to mess with that today. We need to see where we are on that. If it's out of state, that's a whole other problem. And if he's behind in child support, I'm just going to leave it like it is for now. We'll see.
Okay. Well, but are you not going to though make him do personal effects and child support though?
I'm not messing with the child support. He still has to provide personal effects because I don't actually see an order.
Okay.
Y'all get the order. I'll think about because the order of child support, if he's delinquent, it's going to go to Ms. Dean to make up for back pay. But personal effects are for now.
It's going to be a little difficult getting stuff sent from Alaska.
Well, gift cards. You know, if Miss Mystic wants a gift, if the placement tells Miss Mystic they get a gift card, they can figure it out.
What about Cash App receipts?
You're gonna have to talk.
I have every single payment that I've given her recorded on Cash.
That's not what we're talking about, Mr. Trotter. What we're talking about is if the placement needs diapers or formula or white. I know he's older than that, but if the placement needs clothes or shoes or something like that.
So you're talking about his residence, right? Like
I'm
where
talking
he's
about
coming?
where he is placed right now. If
Oh,
they
okay.
need any personal effects for right now, it's
Absolutely.
not really feasible for you to send things down here. It takes too long. So we
Right.
would just get you to do a gift card and send it to the ad litem for your son.
Definitely not a problem.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. With the father being, you still in Alaska, sir?
Yes, ma'am. I live here.
Okay. And your father lives in this area, correct?
Yes, ma'am. He lives in Austin, Texas.
Okay. I'm going to say visit and contact as agreed by CPS and ad items because with dad being that way and having a different time zone area, a lot of different time zones, you know, y'all can, the lawyers and CASA and placement can work together to arrange some FaceTime, Zoom, you know, however y'all want to have some contact and visits too. I'll go on and allow the paternal grandfather to also be included in the visits as agreed by CPS and the ad-lites. Okay, Ms. Sturmer, do you need anything else?
I don't believe so.
No, okay. Ms. Miguel?
Mom's visits. It's my understanding she took a UA and a hair follicle, but has not received the results back yet. So I would need a copy of those results and
yeah,
visits going forward.
She can visit as agreed by CPS and ad-lites. That's fine. And contact, you know, watch them on the phone, whatever they want to do. That's fine. Same with Mr. Trotter. Ms. McClure, what do you need?
We just need to remember to also ask for an interpreter for the next hearing in case we need to talk to Mr. Trotter.
Okay, hold on. That reminds me of something in my order. He's deaf, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to order that a deaf interpreter is to accompany the CPS contractor to do the home study on the paternal grandfather, Mr. Aaron Trotter. And Ms. McClure, hang tight on that. I'm not going to order somebody to be here at the next hearing because the next hearing might be the status hearing, and I don't need somebody like that. I mean, we're going to have to get the home study back, study it, and then if we're going to need a placement hearing, then let me know, and I'll get a deaf interpreter.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Okay. Anything else?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Costa, what do y'all need?
Just so I can get with Ms. McClure, just get the phone number for the grandfather, and maybe I can get with CPS and see when the interpreter is going to go down there, and maybe I can meet the interpreter for Costa to go down there and visit the grandfather's home and do a walkthrough, Your Honor.
Okay, and I'll email the Office of Court Administration today, and then I'll let y'all know what they say about that from, if they can provide somebody for me.
Your Honor, if I may ask a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Earlier, I was hearing something about a hair strand for early. What exactly is that?
It's just like you had a hair strand. It's the same way, just to see if he's going to have any drugs that have been in his system that have grown out through his hair.
Oh, okay.
Let me read y'all what I have written down so far and make sure everybody's good with this. That the department is the agreed temporary managing conservator of early. I'm going to order an expedited home study on Mr. Aaron Trotter. A deaf interpreter is to be with CPS or the CPS contractor during the home study. Home study also on Miss Melissa Manuel, who is fictive kin to Miss Dean. Y'all's court-appointed attorney applications are due by 3/18/24, or your attorneys are released from further representation. Hair strand on early by done by the department, and that is to be done by 3/15/24 at noon. Mrs. Dean is to provide pictures to Ms. McClure, or you can give them to your lawyer and she can give them to Ms. McClure by Wednesday of early, so they can be forwarded to Mr. Trotter. The parents are to provide personal effects as requested by the placement, CPS, and or the ad litems. Then they will work out how to transfer those. Contact and visits as arranged by CPS, ad litems, and placement. Possible child support case could be transferred and consolidated into this case if there is a prior case. The paternal grandfather is allowed to visit if agreed by CPS and ad litems. And our next hearing is called a status hearing. It's on 5/7/24. Do y'all all agree that everybody can appear via Zoom?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Trotter and Ms. Dean, after today, there'll be a meeting called a family group conference. And at the family group conference, that's where your services are developed. And the services are just things to do for CPS to get out of your case, get out of your hair early. You have to comply with your service plan, or your parental rights could be subject to termination. Like I said, that hearing's about 2 months away, and I think that y'all will already be working on your services and doing things to, so we don't have to worry about that. At that hearing, I also give you some other dates so you can put them on your calendar and plan out further for the CPS case. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Mr. Trotter, Ms. Dean, do y'all understand everything that I just went over?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Dean? Yes? Yes. Okay. Okay. Is that early right there?
Where?
Up in the corner.
I would love to see my son.
You want to take a picture real quick?
He's not really.
That's not a good place to take a picture, but there he is.
Oh, hey, baby boy. He's got his hair growing. I love it.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. We don't want to cut that yet.
And he's healthy too.
Yeah. Hi. Oh.
Looks like
oh yeah, he'll bite you. He'll bite you on that nose.
Can you say hi?
Hi, baby.
Say hi.
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 Oh, Mom, is that your mom? Oh, it's me. It's your dad too. I miss you, son.
He's like, what are all those people looking at me for? Yeah. All those crazy people.
Yeah, right. He's like, what's going on? Where's my
Yeah.
mom? Yeah, totally good.
Hi,
Early, can you wave? Can you say he's got my chin and everything? Oh my gosh.
He's got him some big cheeks, huh?
Who is that?
Hi, baby. I can't wait to see you.
He is a doll. Cute, cute, cute. Miss Mystic, usually she's not here today. She couldn't come. She's the attorney in Lyman, and she usually sends me pictures. But I get to see him in real life, so that's even cooler. So, okay, well, good luck to all y'all, and we will see everybody on May 7th.
Thank you,
Okay.
Judge.
Oh, I'll probably see y'all before then on a placement hearing, but we're not going to have a placement hearing until we get the home study back. Everybody can study it, and then we'll go from there. Okay.
That's good, Judge.
Okay. Thank y'all. We're in recess.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.